once again to another day in the 100 days graphic design challenge. So I'm just going to open up my Photoshop. I'm going to click create new. I'm using 1024 by 1024 pixels. I click create. So the first thing I'm going to do is to add a gradient color to this background. I go to this place, I click gradient, I pick this color, I pick white, okay, and then for this particular one I'm going to be using this. I click OK. So I'm just going to increase the opacity here to 100%. Okay. And after this, the next thing I'll do as usual is to import all my resources I'll be using for this design. So I move straight to my file explorer, head over to downloads, and then I just click this, control, this, maybe this. Then I drag it into my Photoshop like this. I hit enter, 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 so and enter. So I'm just going to close these eyes as usual. I'll close the eyes of all these ones. I'm going to open it whenever I need them. So the next thing I'll do is to bring out my ruler grid like this. I'm just going to create a border. I'm not going to cross in this design this way, and then in this way, making sure that everything is equally sized like this. Then the next thing I will do is to open up the eyes of this one. I want to use it, so I bring it forward. I'm just going to go to select, and I'll click subject to select just this particular Photoshop layout, and then I'm just going to click here, and then I'll use my brush tool here. I will just increase the size with my square bracket, and I'm going to bring the hardness to 100%, and I'll just erase it like this. I'll drop this tool, and I'm going to convert this to smart objects this way. Now this is what we have here. I'm just going to drop it here. I'll increase it so that to reach the end of this line like this. Enter. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do after this now is to add my text. I'm just going to say I want to type designer, but I'm going to type it bit by bit. So I'm just going to drop this and then bring out my text tool, and then I'm going to type DE. I'm going to type DE first of all. I'll drop it here. I will use my Alt key, bring it down to this place. Then I'll type SIG like this. I'll drop it, and then I'll use my Alt key, bring it down. Then I'll type NER. So the next thing I'll do is to reduce the sizes of this image, of this text rather. I'll just reduce the size like this way, and I'm going to hit enter. I'll just shift it like this. Then I'm going to reduce the size of this one as well like this. Enter. Then I will also reduce the size of this particular one like this. Then I'm just going to hit enter. Then the next thing I'll do is to add some text at the top. This way I'm just going to write become a graphic. Okay, this is just what I want to write, just become a graphic, so that the designer will just be like the remaining text. So I'm just going to reduce this. Okay, control. Okay, let's see, just bring this back here. I'm just going to reduce my text like this way. I'll reduce it like this, and then I'm just going to place it here, and I'll hit enter, and then I'll change the color to black. Become a graphic designer. Then I'll use my alt key, and then I'll bring this down to this point, and I'll say, okay, I'm going to just bring my ruler back here, enter. I'm just going to say learn all you need to know about design. So I'm just going to reduce the size of this particular text right this. I'll just zoom in, and I'll reduce the size like this. Enter. Then the next thing I'm going to do now is to add a particular kind of feel to my text. I don't want it to have a color, so I'm just going to okay, let's see, I'll just take this up, and then I'm going to increase this a bit this way. Enter. Now increase this one too, like this. Now hit enter. Then I'm also going to increase this one. I'm also going to hit enter. So after this, the next thing I'll do now is to, as I said earlier, add some kind of hue to my design, to my text alone, just this DESIGNER. So I'm just going to hit enter. Then I'm going to bring all these together. I'll use Ctrl to click. Then I'm just going to press Ctrl G. I'll just name it designer. Then after this, I'm going to take it back so that it will be beneath this particular text. And then I'm going to create a clipping marks on this particular image like this. And I'm also going to add a saturation. Okay, I'm just going to use black and white just to make it to be like this, and then I'm just going to adjust some things on it. I'm just going to adjust the colors, and after that I'm going to go back to my layers, and I'm going to clip it on this particular background, which is clipped on this particular designer. So this is what I want to do. Then after this, I want the SIG to have a different kind of color, a different kind of hue. So I move it up here, and then I'm going to open the eyes of this one. I'll rotate this way. I'll bring it this way. I'll keep it straight like this. Enter. Then I'm just going to clip this. I'll create clipping mask to clip SIG on this particular design, on this particular image. So I'm just going to go back to my this. I will just click hue and saturation, and then I'm just going to adjust the color fit with what I want. Let's see. We'll just use this plus 24. So that's it. After that, I'm done with this now. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to bring in my pen tool. This is it. This is my pen. Okay, I'm going to be making use of I'll just hide this one first, then I move on to this particular one. I'll bring it at the top here. I'm going to open the eyes like this, and then the next thing I'm going to do is to reduce the size. Okay, I'm just going to increase the size, then I will rotate it this way, then I'm just going to rotate it until it falls on top of this SIG like this, and I'm going to hit enter. So the next thing I'm going to do is to create a layer mask here, and then I'm going to use my brush tool to erase this particular point just here like this. Okay, Ctrl Z. I'll just zoom in, use my brush tool. Okay, so I'm just going to rotate this. I'll click Control and hold on to this particular, to the second one. I'm just going to rotate it like this way, so that it just fits in. Okay, so this is it. I hit enter. Okay, I'm seeing some. I'm just going to click here, and then I'll use my eraser tool again, and then okay. So after this, I'm just going to drop my tool. I'll zoom out, and then I'm just going to add a shadow. I'm just going to create a new layer. Okay, this is it. I can click here, create a new layer. Let me just delete one, and then I'm going to add. I'll use my brush tool. I'll change the hardness to 100 like this, and then I'm just going to zoom in like this. So I'll just add some kind of shadow here. Ctrl Z. I'll move this behind. Ctrl Z. I'll just increase my brush a bit. I'll reduce it to 50. Then I'm just going to add something like this on this particular Ctrl Z. Then now that I've added this particular side, I'm just going to reduce the opacity like this. Then I'm going to move down to this, the point where I have this particular, let's say here, and then I'm just going to create a new layer here, and then I'm going to do another kind of Okay, Control Z. Okay, let me just leave this particular one, and then I'm just going to do it this way, like this. Okay, Control Z. Okay, I'm just going to leave it this way, and then at the end I'll just zoom out. Then the next thing I'll do now is to add, I'm going to add some kind of shapes here, some kind of shape, and then I'll put a text here. And with that, we have come to the end of this design. So I'm going to see you in the next design. I'm just going to fill up some things here. You just watch me do it. So I will see you when I'm done. I will see you in the next design.